I think it's about time, right? So good. Hello, and welcome to episode 29 of the Crochet Luna podcast. My name is Claudia, and I'm coming to you from the San Diego area in Southern California, where it's been a while. I've missed you guys. Let me just say, it's been a hot mess here in San Diego. I'm going to jump right in. But the Monday I came back from Stitches West on Sunday night. Monday morning I started feeling sick, and I've been sick since then. So that would be February 25th. Almost a month I've been sick, and I was diagnosed with bronchitis, and you can still hear it in my voice, and I'll probably be editing a lot of my little coughing fits because I'm still coughing a lot. But I thought it was time for a little cafecito and chill with my peeps. And March is my podiversary month. I uploaded the first episode of the Crochet Luna podcast, Vlogcast, on March 30th, 2017. And it's been 2 years. It'll be 2 years this month that I started on this podcasting journey. And it's been amazing. It's just been so wonderful. It's a lot of work, but I really, really enjoy it. It's another creative outlet for me. So the name of this episode is Surrounded by Happiness, for so many reasons. And a lot of it has to do with stitches. And I know a lot of you have already seen lots of stitches videos, but this is mine, so I hope you enjoy it as well. I happen to be vending or help, not really. I mean, honestly, for me to say I was a vendor at Stitches West is very generous because I wasn't. I mean, I have my little card that says I was at Lady Di's booth. My pins were in her booth, and she very graciously gave me free reign to be in the booth or to be walking around. And I can't say enough good things about Diane. She is an amazing person. And Amy, hi Amy. Amy was helping her out. Amy's a good friend of Diane. And Amy was just on top of everything. She was like, can I get you coffee? Can I get you lunch? She did a lot of running around, and I just have a lot of love for both of those ladies. They just were so lovely. There's nothing bad I can say about them. They were just really, really wonderful. But I went up there with Zelda, who is Zelda NRJ3 here on YouTube. I will put a link to her channel because if you want to get a good feel for what Stitches was, her blogs that she did while we were there are the best, because I didn't have a chance to do any of the recording. First of all, I'm horrible at it. And second of all, I didn't walk around a lot, and I think I missed a lot. And so, like, looking back at some of her blogs, I was like, yeah, I wish I would have gone there, and I wish I would have seen these people. So, definitely check out Zelda's blogs if you want to get a little bit of a taste of what it's like to go to a big fiber show. That is a huge fiber show. I mean, it's just, and it's not just yarn. It's everything you could think of. There's yarn bowls and notions, and I mean, there's just a lot going on. Pins. But anyway, we were there for the preview on Thursday night, and that was really nice. I guess that's for the people who are actually taking classes on Thursday. It's not open to everyone. The marketplace opens to everyone on Friday, and all 3 days were busy. I felt like all 3 days were had a really good traffic, and people were specifically coming to meet Diane. She has been very outspoken about what has been happening on Instagram with the discussion of racism, inclusion, and diversity in the fiber community. I will put a link to her Instagram account. She's amazing. She really is. And so I think I got a really interesting perspective, maybe one that other vendors don't get, in that people were coming to Diane's booth to talk to her about this subject or to thank her for her contribution to the discussion. And other makers were also coming and reaching out to her. And amazingly enough, some people, because I never expect to be recognized, and I never expect any of that. And so when people do recognize me, it's really, really special. And so because I make crochet pins, I follow other pin makers, and there's some pretty heavy hitters that were at that show. And so I was just really, really, really amazed that they even knew who I was. But I will show you. So this Vlogcast is gonna be all over the place. I'm not gonna leave things to show at the end. I'll just show you things as I talk about them. But one of the people that I really admire is Shelly from Shelly Can. She has these incredible buttons, and she was at the Starlight Knitting Society booth, which was just beautiful. And they had this huge moon cut out, and you could sit there, and I have a couple of pictures of Shelly and I together, which was really special. But I bought 2 of her pins, which is the Leaping Llama pin. I love this pin. And I bought this one. I've always wanted to get my hands on this one, the Fearless pin. And look at the backs that she uses for her pins, little heart-shaped ones. So these are from Shelly Can. She has tons of pins. And for VKL, she had this amazing, she had a whole pizza theme for Vogue Knitting Live in New York. And she created this bag that was like a pizza, and then you could put your pins on it. And so she's really, really super creative, and I really admire her. And she's very kind, and yeah, just she was wonderful. And then the other person whose work I had recently heard about was Tao of Nurbird Bakery. And she happened to be at Diane's booth, and she was like, oh, Crochet Luna, yeah. And I said, you know, please have one of my pins. And she goes, let's do an exchange. So I exchanged my Crochet Luna pin for this one here. I love this image. I love this image. And it says, nevertheless, she knitted. And I'm so in love with her style of design. She's amazing, and she was just lovely. You hear that doggy door? That's my dog going out the door. I don't know how long my voice will last, so I'll try to get through this video and not make it too long. By the way, my favorite mug right now is my Cafecito and Chill mug from Very Nice Cositas. That's the name of the company. Very Nice Cositas. And she does t-shirts. She does different shaped mugs, which is really cool. And what you can do is you can go to her Etsy shop. You can choose the style of mug that you want. And she has preset sayings on there, or you can do a custom saying, and she will put it on there, like this one here. But first, cafecito. Cafecito is So cafe in Spanish is coffee. And when you say cafecito, it's like a little bit of coffee. So really, really like her. I love this shaped mug. That's why I chose it. And I love this color. So she's got this shaped mug in different colors. So you can check out the shop, choose your color, choose your saying, and she ships super quick. Anyway, so then, you know, Zelda and I happened to be staying at a hotel that was like a block away from the event, and we were Ubering back and forth, which was pretty cool. And I told her there were two things that I wanted. I wanted, because I was not really looking to buy yarn, but I knew I was going to buy yarn. So, excuse me. I know, the cough. So, I was telling Zelda, there's two yarns that I want. I want a Miss Babs Yowza and a Chelsea Luxe yarn, because I've been watching the Chelsea Pearls podcast and I just think they're a hoot. I really like them. And so Christina, who owns Chelsea Yarns, also dyes yarn, and I've had two patterns in my mind that I wanted to work up, and they both use mohair. And I brought mohair back from Yarndale, but it's not enough for either of these patterns. So I thought I'll get some mohair there, and then I will get my Miss Babs yarn, and that's all. I said to Zelda, if that's all I come back with, then I will be super happy. So I will show you my, and oh my God, Miss Babs. Oh my God, if you guys ever have a chance to see Miss Babs yarn in person, do it. It is not ever going to disappoint you. It is just the most amazing yarn ever. This is a Miss Babs Yowza. It's DK yarn. It's 100% superwash merino. 560 yards of lush, beautiful. I don't know if you can see this halo, but there's a halo. Look at these colors. Look at this I mean, look at that. That's beautiful. I'm going to put it next to another yarn that I bought, which is, of course, Oink Pigments, because you know I love my Oink Pigments. But if you look at these side by side, this is sock yarn, and this is, let's see if I can see the yardage. Okay, this is 400 yards of sock yarn. This is 560 yards of DK weight yarn. Big difference, right? I love this. Does this have a colorway? A pox on you. Now I remember why I bought this one. So somebody on Instagram put a post up or did a story about walking down the street and having somebody catcall them, like somebody did something inappropriate, and I made a comment like expletive, you know, F them type thing. And then I said, you know what, a pox on them. And so when I saw, and I wrote that in a comment, like a pox on them. And when I saw this yarn, I love the colorway, and then I saw the name of it and I was like, I must have it. So this is my Miss Babs that I got, which I'm so happy. I'm so happy that I got this yarn. I hear that her stand at Rhinebeck is really hard to get to, and that it's way smaller than this. Like this was like a whole corner that she had. And if you look at Zelda's video, you'll see us when we were at the Miss Babs stand. Here's her card. And she was there, and she was just so, so lovely. So from there, and I wanted to show you this bag that I got that was given to me at the Starlight Knitting Society. Look how beautiful that is. So this was my bag where I put my yarn in. Then Catherine Brasillo, who is on Instagram. I will put her Instagram handle here. I have a weird angle today, don't I? I'm trying a new location because I'm rearranging stuff in my crochet corner. And I feel like this is a weird angle, but whatever. Tag me on a post. You know what the best thing was? And I encourage anybody who's going to vend at a festival is to be very active on Instagram, because those of us who follow people on Instagram, particularly makers, are going to be at a fiber festival. When you say, come to our booth, we've got 3 of these shirts left. I'm like, okay, I got to get there, and I got to get my, my shirt. That happened to Diane. Diane was so active on Instagram, telling people what she had in stock, what was going out of stock, what colorways were left, things like that. And I think that's really, really smart marketing. Tell people what's going on at your booth. It's not just a matter of putting a picture of saying, here's my booth, but be actively interacting. And I know that's difficult because it just gets really busy, but I think it's really important. So going back to my story, Catherine Barcelo tagged me on a post of this pin, and she's like, look at this, isn't this the cutest thing? Have you seen it? And I said, nope, but I'm going there right now. So this is from a company called Jam PDX, and it is their yarn chicken pin, which I thought was super cute. Now, I also bought a mug from them, but I'm going to show you that mug another day because it's got some profanity in it, and I loved it. And I was talking to the lady, and she says her partner throws, they're all hand-thrown ceramics, but she used to be a cake decorator, and so she uses some of the same techniques to decorate the mugs. And so she had so many to pick from, but I picked the perfect one for me. But I'm trying to be good, and I will show that mug my next podcast when I'm feeling more sassy. But this is my yarn chicken pin that I love this pin. Then, so Friday had the absolute pleasure of having some people come to the stand and say they were looking for me and Zelda. One of them was Kendall from Kendall Crochet. Hi, Kendall. She was just the loveliest person ever. I had Lou, who came over, and I have a couple of pictures with her and spent some time with her. We had lunch together. It was Lou, Kendall. I think it was Lou, Kendall, Quaylen, Zelda, and I believe. I think Kendall was there. I don't know, but we had a really nice time, a really nice chat, and Kendall and Sunday came by and gifted Zelda and I these little snail, and they're like tape measures. So cute. So thank you so much, Kendall. Thank you for taking the time to come say hi, to spend time with us, to have a chat, and for the little gift. You can never have too many tape measures, so I really appreciate that. And Lou was just Lou is like a master knitter. Oh my God. She was taking was it like a lace class or some Japanese lace? I mean, this lady can knit. I mean, it's beautiful, beautiful stuff. So Lou came by. And I think there was Angela who came by. Hi, Angela. So many lovely people who came by to say hi. And I was really happy to see people buy my pins. It was like the first time I've been out. Like, I sell my pins on my Etsy shop. I've never actually been in a booth with my pins, seeing people pick them and buy them. And that was really fun. So that was Friday, Saturday, more the same. Oh my God. So Friday they have a pajama party at Stitches West. And Zelda and I were like, we're going to go to this thing. We went to Walmart. We bought matching pajamas. We were ready to go. But Friday night, we got back to the room and we were broken. We were done. We were like, I was on one bed and she was in another bed. She was trying to make a video and we could barely hold it together. My coughing fit. I know I'm going to have a bunch of these throughout this video, so I do apologize. So the next, I guess that was Saturday. When was it? Saturday or Sunday? We got word that Tamara Kelly from Moogly Blog was going to be at the Red Heart booth, and Marley Bird had been there. And so Zelda was like beyond the moon to meet Tamara Kelly. And I am a huge Tamara Kelly fan. When I started to crochet, a lot of what I learned was from her videos. So we saw her and she gave us a cool little sticker. I will put a link to her website. She does amazing tutorials, amazing tutorials. And she was just so kind and nice and bubbly and exactly how you would want somebody to be in person. That's how she is. She's a really nice lady. We had told her to come by the booth, and she came by and, you know, just chatted with us for a little bit. So hi Tamara, I know you probably won't see this video, but I just want to say again how lovely it was to meet you. I mean, everyone that I met, I have nothing but good things to say. So that was Saturday, and then supposedly Sunday was going to be a little more chill, but it wasn't. It was still a lot of crowd, a lot of people just coming by to say hi. But towards the end of the day, I think is when vendors tend to walk around more. So I saw a lot more vendors coming by, and it was really, I just have to say the whole experience was pretty intense. My husband does a lot of these shows for his business, and he goes, before I left, he's like, I'm going to give you some advice. He goes, you're going to want to go out. People are going to want to take you out. So don't do it. You'll be so tired. He goes, if you do it like Saturday night. That way, if you're like crazy hungover on Sunday, it's not as bad. But I have zero interest in doing any drinking. Wasn't feeling that great anyway, and so mostly stayed up and chatted and things like that. But we got a good rest. I felt like we got good sleep, and so it was an intense experience. I definitely will be there next year. Just to let you know, Stitches West 2020 is going to be February 20th through the 23rd. Same place in Santa Clara. And this was the program that we got, which is really cool because if you took time, you could really see who was going to be there. So, like I said, so many vendors. But this was the program for the market, and I will definitely be there next year. So make a plan and come say hi. One of the things that I wanted to do is, like I said, I've been watching the Chelsea Pearls podcast, and I knew Christina was going to be there, and I wanted to meet her because she seems like such a nice lady. And so I think it was Saturday. Yeah, Saturday. Right? No. One of those days. Anyway, we knew she was going to be at a particular booth. And so we come around the corner, and there she is. And she, such a lovely, lovely, fun lady. And I told her I wanted to buy some of the Chelsea Luxe yarn, which is actually for sale at the Royal Bees yarn booth. So we went the following day, and we saw her there again. And so I'll show you what I bought and what I'm working on. So it's a combination WIP and purchase. So I got this magazine. I was subscribed digitally to Inside Crochet, and I canceled that. I found that I liked the digital. I like having a digital magazine, but I find it really hard to work from a digital magazine, even on my tablet, because I tend to make a lot of notes on my patterns. And so what I ended up doing a lot of times was I would see the magazine as a digital copy, and if there was enough patterns that I wanted to make, I would just go and buy it. The other thing is that you get the digital copy at the same time it comes out in the UK. While here in the States, we might get a copy of a magazine almost 2 months behind. So I was still seeing like Christmas magazines in February. Yeah, late January, early February. So I got a digital copy of Inside Crochet, which is, this one is, what issue is this? Issue 109. This is Inside Crochet 109. And in it are 2 shawls that I want to make. The first one is one that I'm working on right now, which is the Maya shawl by Helda Panagari. I've made one of her shawls before, and I was actually able to make a copy of it from the magazine, but it's this one right here. I don't know if you pronounce it Mia or Maya, but it's this beautiful, very beautiful shawl. And it's very simple. Okay, so here's the thing. You see the rating here. It's got 2 little flowers. I believe that rating is for a simple pattern. And it is. The pattern is really, really simple. I think anybody could make it. Here's the thing. It's worked with 1 skein of fingering weight yarn and 1 skein of mohair. I have worked mohair at the same time with another yarn at the same time. I've never worked mohair separately, right? I'm going to show you. This is my, still attached to my work. This is my skein of Chelsea Luxe hand-dyed mohair in the color confetti. Here's the ball band. Here's the yarn. Okay, it's gorgeous. I love it. Nothing about this that I don't like. And I know if I can get you a close-up of the different colors on there. So I'm using this as the mohair, and I'm using the Chelsea Luxe single, which is 100% superwash merino in Rose Warrior, which is this color here. I love it. I fell in love with this colorway. And so I thought, well, I've got my yarn, and it's perfect. Perfect. Let me start working my pattern. If you have never worked mohair on its own, I would just tell you to beware, because mohair does not frog. Okay? Started working the mohair section of the shawl, and I screwed up some. I was like, this doesn't look right. And I tried to frog it. So I frogged this much of it. And then it got stuck, and I'll show you. See? You see that? That's a knot. And that's because all the little fuzzies, when you're wrapping your hook around the yarn, you're also wrapping and trapping these fibers I don't know if you can see them. You're wrapping the little fuzzies also around and kind of knotting them up in themselves. So what I did, I said, you know what, screw it, I'm just going to cut it. So I ended up cutting a section of my mohair, and it was my fault. I was not, it's a super easy pattern, but I wasn't reading it correctly. Okay, I just was not reading it correctly. And I was getting way too many stitches, and I realized what I was doing. But there's no way to salvage this. I mean, there's just no way. So what I would say with this pattern is that the pattern is very simple. The effect that you get with the mohair and the fingering weight is to die for. Okay, this is where I'm at. It is luxurious. It is just the lightest thing, because what you have is you have contrasting bands of the fingering, and you have the mohair by itself. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful, light as a feather. But you got to be aware that if you make a mistake with the mohair, your likelihood of being able to frog that for any specific length is going to be very tricky. So if you happen to have the issue where you feel like, oh, I'm gonna have to frog this, be okay with just cutting off the mohair, because I was in this section here. This is the section that I ended up cutting off because I realized something was off, and it was me. I was not reading the pattern correctly. So I cut off this section and reworked it. But I love it. I love it, love it, love it. I love these colors together. I love how it looks. I would just say it's a delicate process. Like, this is not a project that I take with me. It stays on my desk. I'll show you the beautiful bag that it lives in. It's my bag that Allie made from Little Drops of Wonderful, and she sent it to me with this oh so perfect Frida Kahlo pin. So it lives in this bag. And by the way, so Allie, if you happen to watch this, I'm super behind on answering my emails. And she got back to me. She will be participating in the Dodgy bag mail that's going to be running in May. More details will come later, but we're going to go ahead and do that again. So if you did not make a Dodgy bag last year, or if you did last year and you want to make more, we're going to go ahead and have the Dodgy bag mail. But there's nothing dodgy about this bag. It's perfect. And I think that the colors of my Dodgy bag are perfect with the colors of my yarn. So that's all I would say about that is my 105-pound German Shepherd getting on the recliner, which she's not supposed to be in. That's all I have to say about the Mia or Maya shawl, is that just understand that though the pattern is very easy, the materials are challenging to handle. The mohair is challenging to handle. But it shouldn't stop you from doing it, because you're going to end up with the most amazing shawl. Like, I know I'm going to end up with the most amazing shawl. And like I said, I screwed up once. And I cut it out. I mean, I lost a little bit, but I'm not going to worry about that. And the next one that, the next shawl from this issue of Inside Crochet that I want to make is the Miset Me's It. Here, I even wrote it. Me's It shawl, which is this stunning shawl here. Can you guys see that? I want to make this. This is absolutely beautiful. And the thing is, I so wanted to make that with this yarn that I brought back from Yarndale that is dyed by this Italian dyer. And I had picked up some mohair at her stand, but I don't have enough of it. And this has mohair in it. I don't know if you can see it, but there's some mohair right there. But this is a beautiful shawl. So I followed this designer on Instagram, and I'm like, I really want to share this pattern with people on my podcast. I don't know how to pronounce it. So she was very kind, and she said, me's it. So now you guys know how to pronounce that. So that is 2 shawls. I'm actually working on a 3rd shawl that I won't show you this time because it's for a special project. I will show it to you when it's done. That was yarn that I also picked up at Stitches. Then I was not planning on buying, like I said, I was not planning on buying yarn, but this colorway is called I had it. I don't know. It was something spring. It's rubbed off. Okay. So this colorway I showed you briefly before. It's by Oink Pigments. Do you see the high twist on this? This is their Targi sock base. And I love this base. And this, I finished 0 of my, I'm behind on my sock theme cowl. I have finished 0 pairs of socks, but I've got the yarn all the way up to, I've got my January, my February, and my March, and my April. Okay, so this is my, I think this is my March? No, I lied. I think this is my April yarn. April or May. Then I saw this sock set because Alex from Alex Creates, his yarn and some of his ceramic bowls were in Diane's booth. And I saw this sock set, and it's called Spring Fling. And I thought, oh, well, I need those for my sock theme cowl. But look what he does. He separates the skein of yarn into 2 already, so that you can make them 2 at a time, 2 at the same time. So this is his colorway that I thought was so beautiful. So I've got yarn for 2 more pairs of socks, which I've started. I haven't finished any, which is really bad. But I figure I'm going to dedicate like a month. So one of these months, I'm going to dedicate and only make socks. But these shawls are just, they're just calling my name. I feel so connected to these projects. I think because I've been so sick too, that although I've been really sick with this bronchitis and other issues, but I've been able to crochet, I've just felt very connected to my crocheting. And so these shawls are really special to me. So then Diane, being the generous person that she is, also gifted me some yarn and a really cool project bag and a really cool t-shirt that I wanted to wear today, but I think I'll wear it on the next podcast. And that is the most amazing bag. I wanted this bag so bad, you guys. Wakanda forever! Look at that. Isn't that cool? She has Badass Knitter, and there's another one. There's a third one. And so I wanted this bag, and she was really nice, and she let me have it. As well as these, oh my gosh, this yarn is just so beautiful. I just want to start all the projects. So I first saw this yarn, and I love it. I love it. I love it. It kind of reminded me a little bit of my Crooked Kitchen yarn, which I will show you in a little bit. Because it's got the blues and these like purples and these like rust colors. See that? The colorway, I'm not even going to try to say that. But then Shady Gray, which is this colorway, and absolutely gorgeous, I thought paired up really well with this. So Shady Gray and this colorway, you can see some of that blue right there. I thought this would make a beautiful shawl. Now, going back to the Mia shawl, you don't have to use the mohair if you don't want. I could easily do Mia in these two colors and it would look amazing. And I actually might do that as I'm saying that. I think Mia would look amazing in these two colorways. And then if that wasn't enough, she gave me enough yarn for a garment in this beautiful reddish orangey colorway. It's got all kinds. It's just not one single colorway. Can you see that? There's magenta and orange and reds, and they're all slightly different. This one has a little bit of the red, of the orange, but I think this here is enough to make a garment, which I will be doing sometime. But again, Wakanda forever. I love it so much. And then just to give you a heads up, she has pins that just came in this week that are her By Felicia pin, her logo, which is that sheep with the afro, which is amazing. And she's got the Wakanda forever, the Badass Knitter. Let me tell you about the Badass Knitter. Diane had these shirts made, these shirts that were kind of quarter, what do you call them? Like this, like the sleeve doesn't go all the way. And one of them said Badass Knitter. That shirt was the hottest thing at that show. Everybody wanted that shirt. Everybody was coming to the stand to buy that shirt. And she's completely sold out of it. She might have some on her website. I'm not sure. She was going to place another order. But it was the coolest thing to see all these people with the Badass Knitter shirt or the Wakanda Forever shirt. It was just so cool. I loved it. So then, what else? That covers my WIP. I actually have more than one WIP, but I will be sharing those later. Let's move on to some FOs because I do have finished objects that I'm super proud of. And I'm going to start off with an old FO. Remember at the beginning of the year, I was doing sort of like a challenge for myself every week to finish an FO, and I stopped. I'm going to go back to that next week because there's something I want to finish. Well, one of the things that I wanted to finish were these fingerless gloves, but they're really long gloves. And it's an Erica Knight pattern where, again, I paired up. This is the one that I was telling you that I paired up the Mohair with this Fjord Fibers. And I've shown this in other previous podcasts. So I finished these and I love them so much. But I'm not going to keep them because I was working on these. I just love the way they feel. I was working on these when we went out to dinner with my mother-in-law. And she was really admiring them. And she said, oh, that's just so nice. And she's got very delicate skin. And so I told her I would make her a pair of these, but she really liked these, so I'm going to give them to her for Mother's Day. So those are my fingerless gloves. And I got the pattern. This is actually a free pattern. If you go to Ravelry, Erica Knight, fingerless mittens in English. I got them from her Spanish version of this book, which is Taller de Ganchillo, but it's crochet workshop, I think, in English. You've seen this book. It's Erica Knight, and I'll show you a picture of. See, they're meant to be kind of baggy. They're not meant to be like super form-fitting, and they just kind of slouch. And I kind of like the color that she has. There's a close-up of that. Easy pattern, easy pattern. I need a pair of these for myself. But I won't do them with the mohair. I'll just do them. I have a couple of skeins of Fjord fiber in gray that I think I might use to make this again. And it's because of the length that I like the length of these. A lot of times I wear like short sleeve shirts and I get cold, but I don't want to put a sweater on. I know it's the whole like hot flashy thing, and like I just overheat really quickly. So just having these on and a shirt, and I'm good. I'm good to go. So this is FO number 1. Now FO number 2 came about. It's a direct result of finding designers who are BIPOC, Black, Indigenous, people of color, designers who are crochet designers. Because one of the things that I found was that I was coming to these Instagram accounts that had posts that were trying to promote POC designers, but crochet designers were getting lost in those lists. You know, you might have 10 knitwear designers and 1 crochet designer, and then another 10, you know, it was just really difficult to find crochet designers. So, and I spoke to you guys about this before, that I wanted to start a list on my Instagram that would highlight POC crochet designers, specifically crochet designers. And I have a nice list that I want to keep growing. And so whenever I come across someone that I see is a crochet designer of color, I reach out to them and say, hey, would you like to be part of this list? I reached out to some people who have not gotten back to me, which is completely fine. But there are enough designers on that list on my Instagram account that you should be able to find a crochet designer whose work you like. So one of those people had a pattern that I fell in love with, and that is, I'll show you it. It's called the Esalen Light. It's by Tian. Of her Instagram is Knit Designs by Tian. I'll put it down here. I'll put the information. But it was this pattern. I saw this pattern and I loved it. Because one of the issues that I have, here's the name of the pattern. One of the issues that I come across a lot is that things just don't stay on me. Like I'll have a wrap or something and it just kind of falls off. And I have one, what do they call, infinity scarves that I go to all the time, and it's from Target. But I go to it all the time because it stays on me. And so I'm like, why do I just not make something like this? The next FO I have for you is one that, as I said, I found by discovering some of these amazing designers that I had never heard about. And it just happens that everything came together in a perfect storm. My cowl that I'm running with Holly of the Yarn Journey podcast, who is now dyeing yarn, and her company is Sleepy Fox or Sleeping Fox. I'll put that below. And I are running, are co-hosting the Supernatural Cowl with my man right here. This was the gift that I told you my husband got for me. And I just love him so much. I'm such a nerd. But I want you to look at something. Aside from the fact that he's amazing. Look at that face. You see the colors that he's wearing? And look at the details. So he's got his blue jacket, right? He's got the blue jacket. He's got this burgundy t-shirt button down. His black t-shirt. His oh so cute belt. Look at the booty and the jeans. Looks super cute. And the cool shoes. I happened to get this skein of yarn from the Canadian Crochetter, which is Debbie. Hi, Debbie. From Crooked Kitchen Yarns. I showed you the skein last time. And I thought, this is the absolutely perfect match to what he's wearing. So for my Supernatural, my make for the Supernatural cowl is the Esselin cowl, which I used almost everything, but I think 3 yards of this skein of yarn, and I made the cowl. And I love this thing. Okay, so I haven't blocked it because I don't take it off. I always wear it. I'm always wearing this thing. I love the way it looks so much. I should block it because the points, I'll stand up. The points on it, you can't really see, but look how beautiful that is. The detail down here. So I'm so happy with this make. I love the way it looks. Dean totally approves. And I will tell you that if you do decide to make this pattern, I contacted Tian and I said, and I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. I happened to get a little bit of a different stitch count than what she had on the pattern. And we discussed it a little bit, and she said it was okay for me to put the stitch count that I got on my Ravelry page. So if there's nothing wrong with the instructions, nothing wrong. I made my cowl. It looks beautiful. I love it. It's fine. But the stitch count is off a little bit. And so if you decide to make it, just check out my stitch count and hopefully you get the same as I did. If you get something different, let me know and or contact Tian and let her know. She's super quick to respond and really, really, really friendly. So I'm making another one of these as a gift for a family friend. And there is another version of this, which I think is the DK version of it, or it might be worsted. So there's the Esselin cowl and the Esselin light, and I made the Esselin light with one skein of the Crooked Kitchen yarn. So this is an absolutely perfect project for that beautiful skein of yarn that you don't know what to do with, but it's gorgeous and you want to make something. Because you can make it as big as you want it. You just follow the repeat. And she tells you exactly where to start the repeat. Like if you want it to be bigger, she says this is a place for you to restart repeating. And like I said, I ended up, I want to say with 3 yards of this left. Not much of this yarn left. But yeah, this is my FO number 2. And I want to point you out to my awesome Quailin pin that says Hooker. You've seen this one before. And if you lift it up, there's a skein of yarn in the brain. I love it. So this is, like I said, FO number 2. Now FO number 3, again, Rosina to the rescue. So a lot of times I get in these, I'm not going to say that I lose my crojo because I'm wanting to make something, but I just don't know what to make. And I'll be like looking through my books, I'll be looking through my magazines, I'll be looking through Ravelry, and I just don't quite find that thing that I want to make. Or I'll start something and then it's like, no, I don't want to do this. This is the second time that a Rosina, a Zines and Roger pattern has come to the rescue for me, because I had the same thing with Release the Hounds and I was like, let me make it because I'm going out of my mind. The same thing with this next pattern of hers, which is the Granville shawl. She was looking for somebody to test this beautiful pattern, which I've completely destroyed, as I do with most of my patterns. There's two versions that you get when you purchase a pattern. You get this one here with this really beautiful edging, or you get the one that's just with the stripes. I happen to have John Arbin in my stash that I brought back from Yarndale, and I said to her, I'll test it for you. And it's a DK weight. The pattern is made for DK weight, and I didn't realize until I was almost done that I had been crocheting with a mixture of DK and 4-ply. So I haven't looked up to what these are, but I had 3 yarns that were DK and I had 2 yarns that were 4-ply. So I'm still perfectly happy with what I got. And you know, what was funny is that I've been wanting to use my John Arbin, and this was like the perfect project for it. And this is my, wrong side. This is my Granville shawl. And I love, it smells so sheepy. Again, I have not blocked this. It is an absolute pleasure to work with this yarn. When I first wound up the balls of this yarn and I was looking at it, I'm like, I was like, this looks like it might split. Not once did this yarn split on me. Not once. But I'll tell you, I'll get to that point. So the yarn did not split. The yarn is beautiful to work with. I didn't have like her rainbow colors, but I had this beautiful peach color, and I had this beautiful sort of like, it's like a sagey color, and then a yellow, like a mustard, and then I went back to the sage color, and then this sort of gray blue, and then finish it off with the peach, which I misread my instructions. I need to do a half double crochet edging on this, but I will do that. And this is the shawl that I worked on while I was so sick that I was literally on the couch and I would sleep sitting up, because if I laid flat, I felt like I was drowning, because my lungs at one point just were not working. They were just like, we're done. We're done with you. Figure out how you're going to breathe. And I love this pattern. Loved it. It's got this little detail of these little eyelets here. And this is going to be a gift for a cousin of mine who posted an Instagram story that she says that she finally figured out why her office is so cold, and that's because it's next to the morgue. So she's like, it's just so cold. And I said, don't worry, I've got something for you. So I'm going to block this and send it off to her. I'm sure she'll love it. But the pattern, you guys, and you know what? I have yarn to make this version of it. I only have 2 skeins. I think I need a third. But anyway, I might figure out a way of making this one with the pretty edging. Let me see if there's a picture of it. because I think there is. So this is what Rosina's looks like with her color combination. And then the edging for the second one, here it is. Looks like that. Look how pretty that edging is. So, FO number 3. So I've been busy. See, I've been crocheting even though I've been not doing a lot of anything else, to be honest with you, because I get really tired really fast and I get winded. But this here, I can't even tell you how much I love this thing. It just is so beautiful. Next we have, oh, no, before I say anything else, I'll tell you why this project was also an absolute joy to crochet with. I'm privileged. I'll tell you right now, I am incredibly privileged that I have access to the quality of materials that I have, such as this John Arbon yarn, and then this next thing I'm going to talk about. You might have heard on one of Faith's podcasts that she bought a sterling silver hook for her birthday. Now, the lady who makes them, her name is Lynn Roberts. She and I have been conversing and talking about possibly getting her beautiful hooks here in the States and selling them. And she sent me one, which is this hook. This is a 4.5 millimeter hook. There's a detail of the back. It's sterling silver. This is one of the best crochet hooks I've ever used to crochet anything in my life. I have pearls hooks. I have tulips. I have clovers. I have every brand of hook out there. I'll tell you one of the things that makes this hook amazing. Here is a Boyd hook. And here's a Susan Bates hook. These are very commonly used hooks. They're aluminum hooks, way lighter than this. I'll tell you, this is not a hook that's light. It's perfectly balanced. But what makes this hook amazing is this. For me, okay, here's a Boyd, here's a Susan Bates. Can you see the different lengths of these hooks? Okay. This is one of the clovers, yeah. The Clover Armoire hook. Okay, another ergonomic hook. That little bit of space down here allows me, in the way that I crochet knife style, to have a full way of a range to just rest all of my fingers in such a way that the hook just moves so great with nothing hitting me. Also the weight of the hook. This is super light. This has some weight to it. I could weigh it, I guess, and let you know how much it weighs. But where you have your resting of your fingers, the way it flows through the yarn, the tip of it, it's just a beautiful tool to work with. Beautiful. I had no issues with this. No issues whatsoever. I mean, not that I can crochet with the amours. I can crochet with the tulips. They're great. I'm just saying, this is a luxury hook. And this is an heirloom hook. If I lose this hook, it costs me like $2.49. Whatever. This is the kind of hook that I will want to pass down. Hopefully my daughter or my future daughter, someone, this is like a piece of jewelry, will inherit this hook from me, because this is such a beautiful piece of crochet jewelry. Tools. I mean, I don't have enough words. I'm very poor with words to tell you the experience of crocheting beautiful yarn with this crochet tool and how enjoyable I was. I mean, I remember I was crocheting rows going, oh, it feels so good. It's like butter. It just feels so nice the way it flows, and just the way it's balanced and the way it feels, and the look of it. It's just so simple and beautiful. I just love it. And Lynn is actually at EYF this weekend, which, FOMO, I'm so jealous. I want everybody who's going to EYF to have a great time. But I tell you this, I am not missing out on buying yarn. I'm not. That's not what I'm missing and what I'm so jealous about. I am missing out, and I feels like I wish I was there, because you guys are all going to be there together. And I got a taste of that at Yarndale, and it was so amazing that to know that the same people that I got to spend a little bit of time with at Yarndale are heading to EYF, and we'll be together, and we'll be sharing meals, and we'll be, you know, shopping together. And one of my fondest memories of Yarndale is going around the different booths with Faye, and then at a different time with Rosina. I loved, and Charlie too, we took a little bit, like I got to spend one-on-one time walking around shopping with the three of them, like at individual times. And I love that. I love that. And so I'm a little jealous that I'm not at EYF. But I wish you guys all the best. And, you know, throw up some videos, because we who are not there will want to vicariously live through you guys. But I will pop in the name of the link to Lynn's shop. I will tell you, these are not inexpensive, but worth every single penny. In the same way that you are not afraid to lay down some money for some good jewelry or for a good tool, don't be afraid to spend the money on a good hook. So those are my 3 FOs. And my 1 WIP. I have, like I said, other WIPs, but I'll leave those for the next time. I was also gifted some stuff from Zelda, who is always so generous and great, and also equally as sick as I am. We both got sick. It's almost like we came home and that Monday we were both done. We were both really, really sick. But she had purchased for me, because she sold out. So Gigi of Gigi Made It had sold out of her shopper pin. And I was so bummed out. I was like, oh, I want one. And so she was able to get one that she sent to me. And also, I want one day to get some Asylum Fibers and Embrace My Crazy. But she got me the Asylum Fibers pin that says Embrace Your Crazy, which was really cool. But I got 2 really nice packages in the mail. One I'll save for the next time, and one I'll share with you now. Because, dun, 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 Rosina's on the cover. And I told her I won't see this magazine for like another month and a half. And I want to make this for the Granny Cow. And I said to her, please sign my copy. And she signed my copy right there. I got a signed copy. I love it. And Zelda wants to make this, and so she's asked me for some help. We're going to get started, I think, Sunday to make this beautiful cowl. Again, it's going to stay on me because it's done in the round. I think this is not done in the round. Anyway, I don't want to spill any secrets, except to tell you that it's absolutely gorgeous, and I'm going to have one of these. And I'm going to have it for, I want to make this for the Granny Cow that she's running. She also sent me this bag. I love this little clutch. I love it so much. It's just so perfect. It's lined. And I was very surprised and very honored, Rosina, to receive one of her hand carved hooks. Look at how beautiful they are. And I got a second one that will be given to Miss Zelda. Zelda, here's your hook when I see her on Sunday. So these are like baby butt smooth. So nice. I can't believe you hand carved these. I can't believe it. I think I would have carved half my finger off by now. I'm not good with knives and things like that. But yes, she sent me these beautiful bags. This is the corner to corner, right? Yeah, this is corner to corner. And it's got the beautiful buttons. I took this to my cousin's kid's birthday party, and it was very much admired. I'm very lucky that way. I mean, this is one of the things I can't stress enough, that I'm so lucky that I have fiber friends that like to send me stuff and share their talents with me, and viewers of this podcast who are just lovely. And throughout me being away this month, I really appreciate all of the good vibes that you've sent my way. And I do apologize for staying away for so long, but I also developed a rash on my face that at first I thought was chickenpox, and I was freaking out. But it's just, my doctor said, it's my autoimmune system. It's going haywire. There's so many things going on right now with me that it doesn't know what to do. It's going crazy. So that's all I have for you guys this week, and I'm hoping to have another video up sooner than you think, and I will share more goodies. I also want to send a big shout out to Beth Baker, who contacted me via email. She was a jeweler, and she had these beautiful sugar skull rings that she sent me. So thank you so much, Beth. I love them. I love them so much. And I will see you guys shortly. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for watching this video. And I am Crochet Luna on Instagram, on Ravelry. I no longer have a blog for various reasons. So don't look for a blog, because it doesn't exist. You'll just get a blank page. And I will see you guys shortly. Take care. Bye-bye.